My red pill moment was September the 11th, 2001. I was here in New York City on that fateful Tuesday morning, and my life has never been the same. Not so much from the event, but from the coverage of the event, the lying of the event, the distortion of the official narrative. And apparently Candace Owens seems to be catching on now for the first time. Hey, better late than ever, Candy. Better late than never. You go, girl. You go. But when we talk about the red pill moments, we talk about, of course, those moments, those matrix moments where all of a sudden we say, wait a minute, the emperor has no clothes, or wait a minute, the world as I saw it doesn't make any sense, or wait a minute, hold it. This is wrong. And it might have been Vietnam, it might have been Watergate, it might have been JFK. But there's this moment where you lose not your innocence, but it hits you as how vile and how corrupt this system is, how rancid this world that we live in is. And that's the God's honest truth. How rancid it is. Well, what is happening right now, the collapse of Joe Biden, is the red pill moment for more Americans. And I know you might be laughing, but there are people who did not know that the mainstream media, the sock puppet media, were as corrupt as they were. That's number one. Number two, there are people who never believed or would never have believed that the mainstream media and others would look the other way, even though we've known Joe Biden was out of his mind since 2017 when he gave that corn pop lecture. I'm telling you right now, I remember the night of election night 2020, I was on a show and I told the host, I said, Joe Biden's out of his tree. And he looked at me, he said, what are you talking about? I said, you don't listen to him? How do people not know he's out of his mind? Okay. The point is of this disquisition, this angry discourse, this expatiation, is for the first time, people are understanding something which is like, wow, this really is corrupt. And not only is it corrupt, I want you to understand something else which is important and critical and worthy of note. The shadow government, the people that really run the show, the shadow government, not the Democrats, but the people, the overarching group of people that run the show. They don't care what you think. They don't care about your thoughts. They don't care about your worries. They don't care about you or us or our system or nothing. They don't care about it. It means nothing to them. Whoever's in charge is fine. In fact, they love to see calamity. They love it. And they're sitting back like I am saying, where in the hell, why was anybody finally shocked by Joe Biden? You didn't know this? You didn't recognize the man is senescent? He is a dotard? He is hobbled by decrepitude? Are you kidding me? Apparently not, because that was their red pill moment. Holy God. Let me tell you, but also which is interesting. Now that people are attuned to debates, because in the old days when we saw a debate, it was, we waited for somebody to say something a bit, daft. Like, I worked with John Kennedy. What was the vice president debate? Lloyd Benson. I worked with John Kennedy. I knew Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine, and you, sir, are no Jack Kennedy. Oh, boy, that was great. Versus today, that's great. Terrific. Again, why they didn't know this, I don't know. What, am I, a genius? I was watching some story of somebody who said, well, I don't know whether this qualifies as dementia. Delirium? Oh, good. Delirium. Thank you, doctor. Things are looking better. It's not dementia. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go on with the election. It's mere delirium. A tad more transitory, but nonetheless, okay. People are saying, wow. Now, hear me out. Listen to this. Can you imagine the next debate between Trump and Kamala Harris? Oh, dear God. Oh, dear. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what that's going to be like? Because now that everybody's waiting, now that everybody's paying attention, now that everybody's saying, oh, okay, let's watch these debates now. Wait till this woman starts talking about the community and the community and the community. The bank is part of the community. Let her go off into these hebephrenic cackles. And Donald Trump is going to wipe her up. Now, the best, you do realize the best person to perhaps debate would be that sybarite and that perv, that freak, that sexual miscreant, that demented one, that degenerate, Gavin Newsom. You remember Gavin? Remember him, right? Remember who his first wife was? Yeah. Anyway, wonder who's got those films. Huh? Huh? Anybody? Maybe? I bet you one of those Gettys have it. What do you say? Huh? See, because remember today, the number one and number two investment schemes are not, of course, this nonsense about crypto or whatever. No, it's blackmail and trafficking. So what's interesting to note is he would have been the best. But he's not going to be a part of it, apparently, because I think he wants to run on his own. He doesn't want to, show up in like sloppy seconds like, here I am. No, they're going to put Kamala in there because she's a black woman. And she's going to fall on her face, and Trump is going to destroy him. Look, it comes out of this. My friends, Trump was going to just blow Biden out of the water anyway. The numbers are there. And you can argue why. It's up to you. The numbers are there. What's interesting now to note is that with Kamala there, you can forget it. Can you imagine somebody, seriously, there being a significant number of Democrats who say, whew, thank God. Now we're on track. Kamala's in charge. Yeah. Kamala's in charge. She sure is. And if there is a God, I want Pete Booty Giggity Giggity as her vice president. What do you say? Oh, just hand it to Trump with a nice bow on it. Here you go, President Trump. Ta-da! And you've waited long enough, as have we. Because if you're like me, you've suffered. What do you think there, citizen patriot? What do you think? Give me your thoughts and comments. Write this down in the comment section. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Let me know what you think. And, subscribe and all that stuff. You always got to say that. I know it's a pain in the neck, but it's really you'd be surprised the number of people who watch this and they don't even subscribe. So don't let that be you. And comment as you see fit.